Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Sunday, August the 6th. The year is 2023. Let's talk trading, weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And just a reminder, risk management. Never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the weekly. We can see on the dashboard there's some gaps that haven't filled. So that means there's opportunity there. We are about 6-7 pips above the weekly open, 7 off the low, and 17 off the high. We are, let's see, we're only 6 hours, a little over 6 hours into the trading day. Not much happening at the moment. Okay, on the zooming out on the monthly, you can see we're still red, 90 pips below the monthly open, 97 off the high, and 123 off the low. We're putting in the opening range for the day. I'm sorry, for the week, and we are barely inside the opening range for the month, so you might want to look to go short. And we are in the launch pad at 127.43. For the year, 654 above the yearly open, 398 off the high, and 942 off the yearly low. We are below the daily inside bar from 5 days ago and below the weekly inside bar from 3 weeks ago, but we are above the monthly inside bar from 6 months ago. And you can see here we've got some inside bar action to take advantage of on some of the other pairs. No pairs over 100 pips in range. Once again, we're just a little over 6 hours into the trading day. Nothing much happening at the moment, at least on the pairs we're tracking. As I mentioned earlier, we're above the weekly open, which on my chart is at 127.36. Depending on what time your broker opens, it might open an hour before or an hour after mine, so you might have a different weekly open. But yeah, so that's why you have to trade what you see. With the range of only 24, definitely not large enough for the rat zone. We've got the Bambino Flex indicator indicating a long. Price near the pivot on the trading plan is a short. And if it's near S1 down here, it's looking like a long. And we've already taken out that daily pivot. On the weekly, we've taken that out already. But the monthly, we still haven't come, we've got within 37 pips, so we haven't really gotten near that pivot. And looking at the 4-hour chart, you can see down at, we need to take out the pivot at 127.27 and the other one at 128.43. So chances are, oh, it looks like we might take out that lower pivot first. But once again, trade what you see. We're in and out of that upper wick zone a couple of times so far. You can see we're falling out once again. And let's see. Oh yeah, Seeker asked me a couple of questions there. And actually I kind of had to laugh because he asked, why did I go short at the 50? It's like, well, it was the 50 line and price was dropping. I mean, you know, trading what I see. So that was just kind of, I just had to chuckle at that one. And then something about the stats. I don't have those readily available, and I'm kind of busy. I don't know if I'll even get to those stats, so you have to run the stats for yourself. I'm trying to think. There might have been one other question. Oh, something about wall mall and pivots. No, wall mall usually doesn't use the pivots, but he does usually jot down those targets just as a reminder, or a benchmark, or a mile marker, however you want to call it. But in his actual trading, I don't think he uses those. And you can see here on the price action simple chart, there's really not much to see at the moment because these M30 ranges are pretty muted. We did have a nice one 4 bars ago here, a nice drop. But other than that, this is just slow going trading. Not really conducive to the methods unless you have lots of patience. And you can see here price is just kind of chopping. We're making lower highs, kind of a flat bottom there. Look for price maybe to break through to 40 and go down and take out that 27, was it 27.27 pivot I think we were looking at. Yeah, 27.27. So we'll see if that gets taken out. And we haven't added to the range. And on the monthly, just taking a quick look, we're in between the wick zones. So we're within that candle body. Fade pivot buy. But let's see, sellers, we don't have any control here on the monthly. Sellers weak control, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. In the weekly, see if it breaks out of the previous day's high or low. Right there. Once again, we took out the pivots. You can see where they are falling at the moment. I'm trying to remember if there was any other questions. You know, Seeker and the rest of the traders out there, when you're asking these questions, you have to wonder, what is it that you're really seeking? Play on words there, Seeker. Are you really trying to answer? Because the only way to learn trading is to trade. I mean, it's like swimming. You can sit there and watch videos, but you got to jump in the pool or in the lake or in the river or in the ocean. You got to get wet. And that's the same thing with trading. You know, you can do demo trading all you want, but you got to put some skin in the game just to get your heart pumping, the blood flowing. Like I said, even if it's only a dime a pip. And then you're going to realize when you're really trading, or trading for real, that once you put the trade on, just about everything else kind of goes out the window. I mean, now you're in the money management. Because you can have whatever reason, like when you ask, why did I go short at the 50? Well, it doesn't really matter in a way. It's like, well, price was moving down, so I shorted it. You know, it's kind of that simple. But once I hit that button, reasons don't matter anymore. All that matters is what's price doing. Is it going, you know, my way, or is it going against me? And if it's going against me, is it going to hit my stop loss? Of course, you give it some wiggle room, but if you see something and you think price isn't going to turn around and go back to your direction, there's no reason to stay in the trade. I mean, you just have to trade what you see. And so here, we saw price came down, made a new, a little bit lower low, but then it bounced right there off the launch pad. You know, it's still in the launch pad at the 40. But you can see here from my bid and ask line, it's not even tradable. It's just too far apart. You'd be giving up, what, 1.5 pips? So that's just something that traders have to understand about trading. I mean, you know, you're either waiting to enter or you're waiting to exit. Because once you put the trade on, then you're going to be waiting to exit. And once you exit, then you're going to be waiting for another entry. So it's mostly waiting. And the question is, can you wait for your signal? You know, that's the hard part. And the thing is, once you're in that trade, what's really rough, I know it gets me a lot. You know, I could be up, you know, 1.5 pips or something, and the next thing you know, you're down, or down 0.3. And it's like, dang it, why didn't I take that 1.5 pips? And then you take the 1.5 pips, and then it runs 10 pips in your direction. So that's just basically seat of the pants trading. But what you really probably want to do is have a plan. So for example here, if you had tried to get long at this lowest high, or you take that, and then you go, okay, I'm going to get long here, and I know we got a 3-ball up here, and I know we got a 3-ball down here, and chances are it's going to at least go back halfway. So maybe I'll wait to exit somewhere here around 44. And then you go, well, right here, it kind of reversed in this 43 level. So let's see what happens. If it pushes through, I'll stay in. But if it stalls here, maybe I'll get out. And that's what you do, is instead of looking at the money, you look at the chart and you determine what you're going to do when price reaches a certain level. And so for me, had I been in this trade, I see this 1 ball, I still got 10 seconds left. I might stick it out. And just hoping that it doesn't slam against me. So there we go. Stuck it out. And remember, I said if it stalls in this area, look for a reversal. But maybe it'll get to the 44. So right here we are. It's decision time. Does it go? Looking at the indicators, we've got a bunch of green. We've got about 6.5 minutes to the end of the M30 candle. And you can see the range hasn't put in, and price is stalling right here. And there's that higher low. So we got 12 seconds. So right here you'd be up about 2.6 pips now. It's moving back. Now, one other thing I've learned, if this price closes higher than the previous high, chances are, or there's a good chance it might continue to go up. If it closes lower, not so much. So, as I said, it didn't close, it closed lower than that high, so it's probably over, and there it goes. Just something that I've observed. And so, as I said earlier, it got to that same level, stalled. This is the area, that would have been the time to get out of that trade. And so here, price did close higher, but it stalled and pushed back. So you've got you've got kind of conflicting signals, but it's like, you take the money, get out. Because see, it didn't break that. It's pretty much the same level. Well, what's that telling you? So, fellow traders, I hope you had a fun and safe weekend, and I'm going to wish you a profitable week of trading. And always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.